Hey, what's going on, DTC? How's everyone doing out there? Damon here, your head pro. Wanted to say hello and make a little video for everyone. I'm sure everyone's kind of going crazy at home. I know I have been, but I think the plus side of that is it's given me a lot more time to be able to think and reflect on what we have over on 4th and Forest. I tell you, our tennis community is absolutely outstanding, and you know, the posts that I've seen on Facebook or Instagram, I know LJ made a post when she drove by and it had the no trespassing, a gorgeous day, just no one's out there on the tennis court. It's so tough to see, but I think spending so much more time at home, yes, we get more family time, which has just been outstanding. But one thing that I really think about is, I remember having coffee with Gene Minzer in the morning. He's in there every single day. And he told me that his biggest and proudest thing that's come from tennis has been the people and the relationships that he's been able to build. And he is absolutely right. Now, I know we all love the sport of tennis. It's a huge part of our lives. But I tell you, when it gets taken away from us the way that it has, I have a new appreciation not only for our sport, but for each and every one of you. And I miss you guys very much. And so let's continue to give people a call. Let's continue to stay in touch through text messages, Facebook, Instagram, all that good stuff. So anyway, guys, let's get to it. I wanted to do my part. I love what Carrie, Ashley, and Danny have been doing with yoga and fitness, keeping everyone kind of going. And so I want to do my part and make sure that everyone is remembering all of the positions to do in doubles. So we're going to get at it, okay? So the way this is going to work, guys, what I want to focus on, and I'm going to mention it in a different way, is I want to work on being right 80% of the time in doubles, okay? And this lesson is going to be geared towards, I would say, probably the mid-range 4-5 player all the way down to, and below. And so the reason why I say mid-range 4-5 is because this is going to be geared for the one-up, one-back. Okay, mid-range, above mid-range, I think is when you're really comfortable serving volleying. And so if you find yourself more comfortable, which most people are, doing the one-up, one-back, this is just going to be a good reminder for you. And maybe you'll be able to learn a little bit more because you're actually seeing the visual, I'm sorry. So here we go, guys. So the way this is going to work, okay, is, let me just rewrite this here. So we have our position A is the returner, B, return side, service side, okay? So we have position A, we have position B on both sides. Guys, when you're serving, you're offensive, as we know. When you're receiving, you're defensive, okay? So when you're serving, returner's partner gets to start closer to net. When your team is receiving, you got to start a little bit further back on that service line. So, guys, whether you're serving or returning, okay, 80% of the time, the ball is going to go from baseline to baseline, okay? Serve is made, obviously. The returner, 80% of the time, this is what I teach as well in drills and lessons, 80% of the time, we want to take that return back cross court, okay? So with knowing that, 80% goes back cross court, well, guess what? We work on serve plus one all the time too, right? What's this server's job with their next shot? It's to go back cross court, okay? So the majority, guys, of the rally is going cross court. We know that, okay? 80% of the time that's going to happen. The other 20%, yeah, it's going to go down the line or there's going to be a lob, but that's not going to be the focus right now. We're going to bet on 80% of what tennis is. And so when the serve is struck, okay, let's focus a little bit more on the net players. Position A here. Your job, anything you get, you want to do your best to take at the opposing net person's feet. Think about it. Baseline's trying to go to baseline, right? Net is trying their best to go to net. Now, if you end up, let's say this return is not struck cross court very well, and it ends up getting to right here. This is a ball for this person in position A to cut off. I like to keep things simple. I love going right at the feet of the opposing net person. Okay, and if you can stick that volley at their feet, that is such a tough ball to get back. Now, you have options here, okay? I'm not saying that you don't. If you think you have the hands and the touch to come up with a little drop shot, little drop volley with angle here, do it. I don't know how many of you have that shot, so I'm just putting it out there, okay? I know you guys missed that. Another option, so you have the sharp angle that you can hit. You can hit through the middle, splitting. Be careful not to get that volley back here, because what happens, you give them another opportunity to be able to lob it over. And I know how many of you really enjoy doing that. You're very good at hitting that volley back at the baseliner. So that's what we want to try to break out of. So I'm just showing you your options. You can split, you can angle, you can go at the feet, or you can come up with a little drop angle out here. So there's 4 different options you can do. Once you start thinking too much about your options, that's where you overthink, you have indecision, and we end up missing that shot. I like keeping it clear. I want you to have clarity with what it is that you're going to do when you are in this position. Okay? When I'm in this position, I'm going up against a good returner. Any ball that I get, I have my goal. I'm going to try to hit it right here at this person's feet, because even if they do happen to get it back, it's going to be more defensive, and I'll be ready for it. Okay, so have clarity, guys. Go at the net person's feet. But once again, if you feel like you are at that level where you're adding in options, you can definitely angle it. You can go through the middle. You can angle it off this way. But once again, try to have a plan on what it is that you're going to do if the ball ends up coming to you in this position. Okay, so but what happens now if the return is struck back cross court, which it's going to be 80% of the time. Okay, guys, keep it simple here. The ball is a magnet, okay? Ball is a magnet. It's a homemade ball here. It actually is a magnet. The ball is a magnet. So this person here is now going to become more defensive, and they are going to move into position B, okay? Notice how B is not here. B is more towards the middle. I'll explain why. This person here, starting on the service line, they can call the ball in or out, but once again, they're more defensive because the return has to pass this net person's first. But when it does, they move back. That gives this person, the returner's partner, the green light to move into position A. Now remember, when you end up moving forward, okay, you are applying so much pressure back onto the server, okay? Back onto the server. Now, I don't want to get too far ahead of myself here. The reason why this person moves back to position B as this person moves into position A, remember the ball's a magnet, so all you're doing is following the ball because it's back here. Now, if your partner, if this person here does not get the ball back cross court, their easiest shot, guys, is a volley right through the middle, okay? Right through the middle. That is the easiest volley for this person. We all know how much easier that volley is, more so than trying to create an angle here, trying to angle it off. Yes, if you can do it, do it. The easiest volley is through the middle. So that's why if you back up straight to here, the middle is now wide open for the clean winner, okay? That is why, yes, there's a chance you can get hit with the ball. Not a big deal, okay? Put yourself in the path of the ball. That gives you a much better opportunity. And a lot of times, you'd be surprised on what you can get when you're ready for it, okay? So same thing though. This person moves forward, applies the pressure back onto the server. A lot of times, guys, when you apply that much pressure, they're thinking more about you here more so than their own shot, okay? Yes, we're trying to go back cross court with this ball as well. Serve +1, right? We work on this quite a bit in drills. Serve, expect the next ball to come to you. What's your plan? Go back cross court with it. That's the goal. Okay, same thing as the returner. Okay, let's say the server gets that next ball past the net person. Bam! This person is now moving to their position B as this person moves to A. Okay, 80% of the time, return +1. We work on this as well. Cross court. It's a very, very simple game for the first 4 shots of every point. Serve +1, return +1. You're just trying to go cross court. So with knowing that as the net people, you can end up being more aggressive. Okay? Does it make sense? Unless that ball was struck way out over here, then you would end up following that. But when it stays within the sideline of the doubles, or maybe even into the alley a little bit, guys, give up some of the alley. This is 20% of tennis. I know it happens, but the majority is going to be back through the middle cross court. That's why when you're in position A, you should be able to cover. You want to cut this way to cover probably half the alley. You want to cut it off this way, okay, to cover your side of the court. Now look how the arrows are going diagonal, okay? They are not going laterally this way or this way, okay? The reason why is because we want to close that net. In order to be the most effective, being in position A, you got to cut the volley off diagonally by going forward, okay? Not only does it give you a better volley because you're stepping in, your weight is going in, but it's also easier because you don't have to mess with the net as much. A lot of times we end up moving sideways like this. We have the volley and then we'll dump it right into the net. Move forward diagonally, guys, and then if you can't get to it, guess what? You're gonna move back to position at B. Your opponent's gonna move back into position A, and it's the same exact concept here, guys. Same concept. Anything that they can cover, they're gonna cut it off diagonally this way, or especially diagonally this way, okay? Damon, how far over do you want to end up covering? That's always a good question. I always think that the center line, this center line here, guys, is about as far over as you want to end up covering, unless you're poaching, okay? This isn't a poaching video, though. This is playing your positions the right way, okay? A to B, B to A. Wherever the ball is, once again, just to give you the visual, if the ball's here, boom. If the ball's here, boom. You're following the ball as if the ball was a magnet, guys. That's going to help to put you in the right position. And then once you're in the right position, that's what's going to allow you to be able to execute the type of shot that you want. One other thing I wanted to add to that, since the ball's down here, guys, when you're in this position, okay, and you are on the offensive position, you're in the right spot. Position A, everything's looking good. More than likely, this ball is going to go cross court 80% of the time. Guys, when you're here, being in the right position is not good enough. It's way more than half the battle, let me tell you. But you got to have the mindset that this ball is yours. This next one, coming from here, that ball is going to be yours. This way you are ready. You'd be surprised on how many times I see us miss a volley, not because of improper technique. Of course, all of our technique can get better, but I see us miss because we're simply not ready for it. We look surprised that the ball came to us. Be ready for it. When you expect the ball, you're so much more alert, and it becomes a lot easier for you to execute that volley with clarity on where it is that you're going. Let's go. Boom. Ball struck back cross court. Position B, position A. Once again, guys, as you move forward to position A, now this person is on the offense, this person's on the defense. You got to be ready for that ball. Be ready for it. That's going to help you execute the type of shot that you want. And when you do, have clarity of where it is that you're going. If we don't have clarity, that's when this volley, boom, goes right back to the baseliner, and this ball goes back to the baseliner. They hit the lob. That's when we're having to switch, and that's going to be a video for another day. We'll work on the lob next time, guys, on a couple things that you can do to protect the lob. But yeah, that's, put that down there. That's it, guys. That is the 80% rule of tennis. When you are the server, returner, server's partner, and the returner's partner, you all have a job to do. Do your job and expect every ball to come to you. I don't know when the future is so uncertain right now. I don't know what league holds. I don't know what's going to happen with the 18 plus. I don't know what's going to happen with tournaments. But one thing I know for sure is we'll get out on the court again sometime, hopefully in the near future. And when we do, we got to make sure to be ready. So if I can do my part, guys, with helping you get on the same page with your doubles partner, that's what I want to be able to do. I want everyone to understand the language by seeing it visually. I think is going to help out tremendously. And then when it does come time for us to get back out on court, you'll be able to execute it more effectively as well and more naturally. So once again, guys, 80% of tennis is cross court. This is the one up, one back. We'll start to get into more things with covering the lob, how to serve and volley. We'll do some single stuff. And if you guys have any ideas on what you would like to see, let me know. Leave a comment, ask some questions, tag somebody that doesn't know what the hell they're doing so that they can see this. And I look forward to seeing you guys soon. So thank you so much. Hopefully this is valuable to you. And yeah, we'll get back out there soon. Stay healthy, everyone. Thanks.